Hello and welcome to what is my very first Let's Play World of Warcraft. So, essentially we've created a brand new character, Kreyve, and we're going to enter the world. We are a Night Elf Hunter. So the game will load, we'll just wait for it to load, and you'll be shown the standard introduction. Now I'm going to skip that, and you're placed here in Shadowglen, as you can see, in front of this person, Conservator Ilthalane. That'll do. Now, when starting, I like to set up my interface the way that I like it. So I already have some keybounds set to the account. So we're just going to set up some action bars here. This is just down to personal preference. You don't have to do this. Going to make maximum camera distance high. Make sure that text is shown on experience bar and stuff like that. And I'm just going to see if automatic looting is turned on. It is. Okay, good. We are pretty much good to go. Okay, I'm going to move this skill around a little bit. Again, you don't have to do this. It's entirely up to you. Alright, for those of you that have never played World of Warcraft before, this little guy here in the middle of your screen is you. In my case, I am a level 1 Night Elf Hunter. This is my health and this is my mana. Down here are my skills. Pretty straightforward. Over on this side is a little map, it's a radar, and I have unread mail. That's what this little icon here means, and it is the 28th of May. Okay. Click that, isn't that exciting? Alright, so without further ado, we're going to start leveling up. Essentially we're going to level from 1 all the way to 80. It's going to take a long time, it's going to take a lot of hours and a lot of video footage, but join me and hopefully we'll have some fun along the way. Okay, so you can level up in World of Warcraft a variety of ways, but ultimately it comes down to earning experience points, which you get from either killing enemies or completing quests. Now, a lot of the quests will require you to kill enemies anyway, so you may as well do some quests. You can also get experience through player versus player combat, but we can't do that until we're at least level 10. So we'll do some of that a bit later on. Okay, so we right click to loot and we'll get some items here. See how they're listed in grey? That means they aren't really very useful. Okay, back, just had to pause recording for a second there. These items down here that we just got are listed as grey, so ruined pallet, broken fang. This means that they aren't really of any use. We can't equip them, we can't really do much with them at all. Some grey items you can equip, but these ones we can't. All we can do is sell them to a vendor, and you can see that they're worth 5 copper and 6 copper. Okay, so we've killed our first enemy and got 50 experience points, which isn't very much really, but that's okay. We're going to do our very first quest now. So we're going to right click this person, and it says, "Greetings Kreyve, I am a Conservator Ilthalane. My purpose in Shadowglen is to ensure that the balance of nature is maintained, blah blah blah." You can read this if you want, it's entirely up to you. Bottom line is we need to kill 4 young Night Sabers and 4 young Thistleboars, and by doing so we will get 220 experience, 35 copper, and get a choice of either a new pair of gloves or a pair of braces. Okay, so that sounds pretty straightforward, so let's do that. At any time that you're playing, you can press the M key, unless you remap it to something else, but by default it's the M key to bring up the map. As you can see here, this is us, this little arrow, and behind us is the number 1, which corresponds to the first quest. If we minimize that, we can kind of see it on the playing screen. I wouldn't recommend doing that if there's kind of aggressive enemies in the area, but at the moment these enemies can't really hurt me, so it wouldn't hurt. If you hold down Shift and press M, a little map comes up down here, and you can change the opacity of that as well, which makes it a bit easier to see. So that can help you if you're travelling around, but I don't usually play with it turned on anyway, so isn't that? Okay. So yeah, down here are your skills. As a hunter, we start off with 3 skills. As a Night Elf Hunter, we start off as 3 skills. We get Auto Shot, which will automatically shoot the target until cancelled, and range attacks fired by a hunter will have 15% increased attack speed. Well, that's pretty nice, and requires a ranged weapon. If we press C to bring up the character sheet, we'll see that we do have a ranged weapon equipped. In this case, it's a bow, very fitting for a hunter. And our other attack is Raptor Strike. We need a melee weapon for that, which we have a Worn Battle Axe, two-handed axe, I think. Yep, two-handed. And a strong attack that increases melee damage by 5. Okay. And you can see the range on the auto shot is 5 to 35 yards. So if we try and shoot something that's out of range, we'll get a message saying we can't do it. At least. Actually, I have the messages turned off, so that explains why it's not coming up. But normally you get an out of range message saying it's too far away. But you saw how it went red anyway. If you didn't, I'll show you again. When we're out of range, it's red. When we're in range, it goes white. Okay, so we're just killing these thistlebores as part of the quest. As you may have observed as we were going along, if the enemy gets too close, we get to start meleeing the enemy. So that's kind of why I move around a little bit, try and keep the enemy away from me. It's much easier to do once you have a pet with you, but for the moment, when we don't have a pet, we'll get a pet at level 10, so not for a while yet, but while we don't have a pet, we can kind of just run around a little bit and keep our distance. There's nothing wrong, really, with meleeing, but it's going to be a lot weaker than ranged for a hunter. If you're playing a different class, it could be quite different. If you're playing warrior or something, for example, you will find that being in melee is pretty much your only option, so more or less. When we kill these enemies which are part of the quest, you'll see that when they die, we not only get experience, but we get a message up here saying that we've done something to do with the quest. In this case, we've killed 1 young Night Saber of 4, and over on the right hand side we see the quest that we're currently on. Got 1 of 4 young Night Sabers slain and 3 of 4 young Thistlebores slain. So we're going to kill 3 more young Night Sabers and 1 more young Thistlebore. Okay, so just looking at the sorts of things that these are dropping. I've got a belt, we'll wear that. It doesn't do much, it just gives us 3 armor. As you can see, reduce physical damage taken by 10.85%, so if we take it off, reduces damage by 10.35, so less, so about 0.5%. Not going to do much at all, but hey, better than nothing, I guess. You can see my experience bar filling up reasonably rapidly, I guess. By the way, I should make it a point to let you know that the way that I do things is definitely not the most efficient way. Part of this video is for my own personal reflection, and I'm just having a lot of fun. Oh, level 2, I'll talk about that in a moment. Having a lot of fun just going through the game and exploring and showing you guys some of the aspects of the game in the way that I play, and the way that you might be able to experience if you play the game, or if you already play the game, you may be able to find out some new information that you didn't know. The way that I do things is certainly not the best, nor the most efficient or fastest, so if you're looking to level up quickly, which I don't recommend the first time you play through, but if you are looking to level up quickly, then there are plenty of guides out there that can help you with that, and this isn't one of them. With that said, we just got level 2, and you see over in this little chat box that it tells us that we have reached level 2. We've gained 17 HP and 20 MP. Agility is up by 1, stamina by 1, intellect by 1, and spirit by 1. What do those stats mean? If you press C to bring up the character sheet, there's the stats. There's the values for them for this particular character, for me at the moment. And you can see that strength increases attack power by 6. Agility increases critical hit chance by 6.4%, as well as attack power by 18, armor by 56, stamina increases health by 40, increases your pet stamina by 6, and so on. So we'll be learning a lot more about those as we get new gear that actually upgrade them. I'll talk about that kind of thing. By the way, these little things around the world, the critters, they have very little health, and they don't fight back. So you can kill them for fun. Some of them can be skinned if you've got skinning. Just there to add to the environment, I guess. We've got to kill 1 more young Night Saber before we're able to complete this quest, so let's do that, and that's done. Okay, so we'll grab that loot. Okay, so now that we've completed the quest, all we have to do is return to the Conservator at Shadow Glen. So we can see in our little radar this question mark here, and if we look at the map, it's there, same map, so go down and we'll talk to them and hand it in.